man, leave me alone. I just want to get some sleep. Go away. Oh. All right, I guess I'll do a stream. What's up, guys? Fears, audience fears. As you can tell, I was acting there. Of course I want to do a stream for you guys. Oh, I'm a little tired. Coffee first. Finally using my Superman mug. I had to sterilize this baby like 7 times in the dishwasher. I bought it from Goodwill. It had hair and like all sorts of crap in there. So I sterilized it like 7 times. It's good to drink out of now. Alright. There we are. That's a good cup of coffee. That'll wake fears up. And if not, I'll have to wake myself up. But usually the coffee helps. Alright. Anyway. Audience, fears, audience. I got my St. Patrick's Day shirt on a little early, but that's okay. Laundry is almost done. Oh my god, I've been so lazy, guys. I haven't done any laundry like in, well, not weeks, but like a week and a half. But it piles up quick. Anyway, hope you guys are having a good day. Hope you guys are having a great day. I'm a little tired, to say the least. Oh my god. Anyway, but we must plug on, shall we? Forgive me if there's a few yawns here and there. Anyway. You guys are having a great... Anyway, let me open up the chat. The chat is live. The chat is on. So if you feel like talking, here it is. Oh, Lord. That was a big yawn. Oh, my Lord. Woo! Alright, hang on. Let me wake myself up here, because I don't want to be yawning the whole time. Alright. There it is. Coffee first. There it is. Alright, now I'm good. There may be an occasional yawn here and there, but anyway. Guys, hope you're having a good day. I'm having an alright day. I'm having an okay day. I haven't been in the Discord much. You know, I've been kind of here, I've been kind of there, but, you know, nothing crazy. I will say it's kind of died down a little bit. But every time I say that, then it just dials right back up. So, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe they are giving me a break. I don't know. Anyway, well, I got some good news and I got some bad news. So, I'll just let you guys in on the bad and the good. So, I checked the P.O. box today. The good news is that there was 0 troll mail in the P.O. box. So that's the good news. The bad news is I thought I would get at least some mail, you know, within these last couple of weeks, because I haven't checked it in weeks. And, excuse me, and I didn't get one thing of mail. So come on, you guys. Where are the loyal fans? You know, come on. You know, like, I'd love to, you know, read your guys' fan mail. So please send that fan mail, you guys. So if you guys want to send me fan mail, be sure to check in the description of each video. It's got my address to my P.O. box. Please send me fan mail. I definitely will respond to you guys. Lately, I've been kind of responding to the troll mail, but yeah. So please, send that fan mail. Send that fan mail. I want to hear from my loving and loyal fans. Big shout out to Larry Tate. Larry Tate actually sent me a big box worth of stuff around Christmas time in the P.O. box. So, Larry Tay, I can't thank you enough, man. That was awesome. That was pretty damn cool. Anyway, lots to talk about. We're going to be reviewing Macgyver season 4, and I watched Friday the 13th Part 3 last night. The Steelbook version with all the bonus features. Pretty cool case. There you are. I'd like to get this one. 8 movies in one, the Steelbook. Very nice. I don't know where it is. It just says it on this little thing here that you can get it. I just don't know where. It says, also available for a limited time only, our killer new collection Steelbook with exclusive poster cards. So I'd love to get that. It doesn't tell you where, though. So I've already seen Part 3, but I watched it again to review the Steelbook version. So yeah. So we're going to be reviewing that. And then I got a mini haul, and then I got some big news. So I'm going to start with the big news. So as you guys know, now you guys could take this good or bad. I think it'll do me some good. So I have been extremely stressed out from online hate, and I've been stressed at work, and I've been stressed in my life, and my boss talked to me last night and said, Fears, if you need some time, he goes, I think you should take some time off. He goes, you've been working too hard. He goes, you haven't been able to grieve. You know, I grieved a little bit because he was like, did you really grieve for your grandmother? And I said, I did, but I said I had to rush home, because, I had to help my mom and my aunt plan the funeral. He goes, yeah. He goes, so you didn't really have a lot of time to grieve. He goes, did you grieve for your dad? And I said, yeah, I did. But I said, but he goes, I think you should take some time off. And I said to my boss, I was like, well, would you give me some time off? And he goes, yeah. He goes, I think you need to take some time off, call your mom. He goes, and just learn to relax a little bit. And I said, things have been hard, So when you're at work, though, you generate PTO, which is paid time off. That's what that stands for. And so my boss said the other night, he said, well, don't you have some vacation time coming to you? And I said, I think so. I said, I haven't used any of my PTO time, since I started working. I said, I've just always done unpaid vacation and just like saved my PTO time, which is paid time off. And he said, well, John, he goes, if you took some PTO, that means it's paid time off. So he goes, you could have time off to mourn your grandma and to like get things back rolling. And he goes, plus he goes, we would pay you for it. And I was like, oh, that's cool, man. So I said, how much PTO do I have? And he said, well, you have 2 weeks. And I said, you know what? I said, I think I'll take you up on that offer. So I'm going to take a week off of work just to relax and to mourn my grandma and to catch up on some vlogs and just have some me time, And my boss said, like, you're a good worker, John. He goes, I hate to see you stressed out. He goes, and that's tough, man. He goes, that is tough to have, like, your dad pass away and then have your grandmother pass away like a year later. And I was like, it's been tough, man. And then I didn't tell my boss about the online hate, but that doesn't help any. That doesn't help, that makes it even worse. But I guess my boss had noticed because the other night I snapped at, not my main boss, but I snapped at another boss because he wouldn't give me 2 minutes, give me a bunch of shit for stopping the belt for 2 minutes just to catch up. I thought that was ridiculous. I was like, you can't give me 2 friggin' minutes? But he goes, Fears, I didn't turn you in for that. He goes, but you got to watch what you say. He goes, because that manager could have turned you in. I was like, he was being a dick. And he goes, I know he was being a dick. He goes, you are allowed to stop the belt. He goes, I had a talk with him and said, hey, look, you know the rules. Fears and everybody else can stop the belt if they need to catch up. I said, yeah. I said, what he did was wrong. I said, everybody else can stop the belt and they don't get shit. I said, the minute I stop the belt, he gives me shit. He goes, well, that won't happen again, Fears. I said, I should hope not. I said, I was just trying to do the job, you know? So I went in last night. By the way, we had a great night at work. It was super chill. Thank God we had an easy night. Oh, Lord. I had to train some newbies, so they were down on the floor with me, not on the belt. And it's awesome that I get to train the newbies. That means my boss really likes me. So I've been training the newbies, and I'm like, as the trolls make fun of me, it's not that hard, you know. Pick up a box, scan it, put it in the truck. Pick up a box, scan it. Then it's even easier when you're down on the floor in the pit. You don't even have to scan the box. They've already scanned it for you. You just put the box in front of the truck, but you have to stack them a certain way so you maximize the space. So I show all the young kids, and usually it's like any kids from anywhere from 18 to 22, that's their very first job. And I always look at them and say this. I say, well, your guys' first job was working at FedEx. I said, that's a whole lot better than where I started. I said, my very first job sucked ass. My first job was fucking McDonald's, and I fucking hated it. But it paid the bills. So I said, if you're already starting off at FedEx and this is your first job, you're doing a lot better than I did, when I was a youngster. So, yeah. So I started, training them, and about halfway through the shift, my boss called them and said, hey, Fears. He goes, you're not in trouble, but I just want to talk to you. So for all the people that are coming in, I'm telling the good news and the bad news. So I'll start from the very beginning. Now that everyone's here. By the way, the chat is open. So if you want to leave me a super chat, go for it. The super stickers are on. By the way, if you guys want to send me fan mail, you know where to look right after the stream, or look either in the video description or look in the stream description. I got my P.O. box address. Bam. Send me some fan mail. I will respond. Because the last couple of times I've gotten mail, it's been nothing but troll mail. Except for Larry. Larry is the first one. I'm sorry. Larry and Triple Nickel Pickle. Triple sent me a selfie stick, which, by the way, Triple, I've used it twice so far. Planning to use it a lot more whenever I go to the toy conventions. Doing it because you can't take the selfie stick into fucking Disney, unfortunately. For some reason, I don't know why. They just won't allow selfie sticks. I don't know if they consider it a weapon. I have no idea. Anyway. So, and then Larry sent me all of that fucking shit in the box, which is fucking awesome. So, Larry, thank you so much. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. So, anyway. Before we get into the nitty-gritty of the stream, I got some good news and I got some bad news. So, the good news is I checked the P.O. box today and there was no troll mail. So that's good. The bad news is there wasn't any good mail from any fans. And I was like, come on, you guys. Where is the fan mail? So, please send me fan mail and I will respond to it. I promise. I won't let anyone down. I will respond to your fan mail, whether it's in a video or if it's on a live stream, I will respond to it. So, if you want to send me fan mail, bam, it's in the description. Just go through the description. It's usually at the bottom. It's the P.O. box address. Go nuts. Send me fan mail. It was the last couple of times I've been responding to hate mail. The coolest one, though, so far is Triple's and Larry's. And the one girl that sent me the wrapping paper. So, yeah. But I think Larry's got the big win. He sent me a whole box full of stuff. As far as fan mail goes. So, but you don't have to send me a package. Send me a fan letter. I'll read it on camera. I'll respond to it, I promise. Anyway, so that's the start of the good news and bad news. Then it's good news that I'm taking some time off for me. The bad news is that I have to take some time off because of all this fucking stress. So My boss came up to me the other day and said, "Hey, Fears, you're not in trouble. You've been doing a really good job working since you've been back." I just want to ask you something. He goes, I care, right? I said, yeah. I know you care. He goes, and we get along pretty well. And he goes, and you've been doing a great job here. He goes, you kicked ass and take names during peak season. Now that peak season is over, I just wanted to have a little conversation with you. He goes, you've been go, 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 go. He goes, um, first your dad and now your grandma. He goes, are you okay? And I was like, some days I am, some days I'm not. And he goes, yeah. He goes, I get that. And then he goes, have you mourned them? I said, well, a little bit. I said, when I went home for my dad's, it was pretty easy to set up my dad's funeral because my dad had everything. My dad was extremely organized, like Fears is. He had everything. He picked out all the songs that he wanted at his funeral. He told my mom, I want the full military service, which entails you have to have my dad in his dress uniform. And my dad wanted his dress uniform from the 80s because the new dress uniforms in 2023, 2024, they look completely different than whenever my dad got done with his service. My dad served for 10 years. Then he went to college because the reason why he wanted to serve his country was for two reasons. One, to pay for school when he got out, for college. And the second reason, obviously, my dad was a patriot. But he said, as soon as I got out of school, John, I went right for my college degree, and they paid for everything. He goes, I didn't have to pay a single cent. And I was like, that's pretty fucking awesome, Dad. He goes, yeah. He goes, all I had to do was get my degree. The Army paid for the rest. My books, everything. He goes, and then I worked a part-time job, like how you worked a part-time job in college, John. I said, yep. I said, I remember. And he goes, I did the same thing. He goes, and so anyway. So it was a lot. I told my boss, I said it was a lot easier to set my dad's up because my dad had it all planned out. My grandma's was even easier because she was not in the service, but she had pretty much everything planned out. But my Aunt Donna kind of took the reins on this one because my Aunt Donna was my grandma's, daughter. And because my dad was gone, if my dad would have been here, my dad obviously would have helped my Aunt Donna, help plan the funeral. But that responsibility fell to my mom since my dad wasn't here. And so me and my brother just told my Aunt Donna and my mom, hey, wherever you guys need us to help, let us know. But my grandma pretty much made it easy. She knew she was going, so she picked her music. The only thing that we really had to pick out was my grandma said, I don't care what coffin you guys pick. I don't want to be cremated, just you guys pick whatever coffin. So it was between my aunt's husband, which is my uncle, my mom, and then they got some opinions and some advice from the funeral director, and she said I would go with this one since your grandma's really religious. It had some prayers that had been carved in the side of the coffin. It had like a little prayer from the Bible carved in. I said, oh, Grandma would have liked that, so that's the one that they went with. So I told my boss, I said there was some time to grieve, but not much because I was helping my mom with my dad's funeral and I helped my aunt with my grandma's. And then my boss said, that's what I'm talking about, Fears. He goes, I've noticed, he goes, when you came back, you didn't talk about it. You didn't tell me anything about it. And he said, it's not good to, have all that bubbled up. And I said, I didn't want to bring my problems to work, And he goes, yeah, but that's not good. He goes, then you have probably other stresses in your life. And in my mind, I said, oh, he doesn't know the half of it, Like all the trolls giving me shit. And then the trolls trying to ruin my grandma's obituary. That was really fucking stressful. And shame on them. That really pissed me off. I mean, immensely. No one fucks with my family or my friends. And they feel like that's okay to do that. And I hope they're going to have to live with that for the rest of their life. So that was a lot of stress. It's weird that they did it to my grandma's and not my dad's, you know? Because me and my dad are really close, but me and my grandma are really close, you know? I called my grandma once a week. So me and my boss was talking, and he goes, Fears, he goes, I think you should take some time off. He goes, you got some vacation time saved up, don't you? And I said, I probably do. You know, I said, because I've been saving it. And he goes, yeah, he goes, I don't think you've used any of your vacation time, which it's called PTO, which is paid time off. And he goes, I bet you have at least a week or two saved up, don't you? I said, I don't really know. I said, you're the boss. I said, could you check that in the computer? And he went, oh, yeah. He goes, I'll check it. He goes, you don't have to, Fears. He goes, but you can save it if you want to, because I think you should take some time off. He goes, and either go somewhere and reflect on your dad and your grandma, or just try to relax and have a good time, like go somewhere. He goes, or if you don't go anywhere, just stay home and like, he's never seen my channel, but I've told him about my channel because I try to keep work away from my channel. And he said, work on your videos, take some naps, and relax, go swimming, go to the beach. He goes, enjoy life. And I was like, maybe you're right. Maybe I need some time off. And he was like, I think I am right, Fears. He goes, you should take some time off. And he said, now he goes, I can set that up. So he said, why don't you take the rest of the shift, and while you work, just think about what I said. And he goes, let me know by the end of the day. And I went, okay. So I'm working, and I was like, maybe he's right. I'm like, maybe, I've just been so stressed out with all this troll shit, and then so stressed out about, I really miss my dad. Like, really miss my dad. I think about him every day. And now I really miss my grandma a lot. We were so close. I called my grandma at least once a week. And then when she got really bad, I called her twice a week. And then when it got really, really bad, I was calling her like every day, So it's just been stressful. And then I hate letting you guys down. I hate that I'm always depressed. And I've told Larry, Visions, I've told all my loyal fans, I can't edit unless I'm happy, inspired, because I know if I'm sad and depressed and I'm editing, it'll show in my edits. I won't put up, good content, So I was working, and I thought, well, maybe my boss is right. Maybe I should just take some time off for myself. And so at the end of the shift, he said, hey, so Fears, did you think about what I said? And he goes, I care about you. He goes, you're not going to lose your job. He goes, I think you should take some of your paid vacation. And he goes, when's the last time you went to church? And I said, dude, I'm not even going to lie to you. I said, between all the traveling and helping my mom with my grandma's funeral, I said, it's been like a month. And I said, I recently just started going back. I said, I went like last week, like since I've been back. He goes, well, that's good. He goes, I think like when you take some time off, he goes, you should go to church this Sunday. I said, I am. And he's like, so he was like, did you decide? Did you, yo, what's up, Richie? Good to see you. And he said, did you decide if you want to take some time off? I said, you know what? I said, I think you're right, man. I said, I think I'll take you up on that offer. He said, well, he goes, I looked in the computer, and he said, you have 2.5 weeks saved up. And I said, I don't want to take that much off. I said, do you mind if I just took like one of those weeks off? And he was like, yeah. He's like, when would you want to start that? I said, why don't I just finish out the week, and then I already have Saturday and Sunday off. And he's like, yeah, you can do that. So I'm going to take a week off just to relax, mourn my grandma and my dad, and just kind of figure some shit out. I'm going to do some spring cleaning. I want to work on some projects, just try to relax. And so I'm going to finish out tomorrow, Friday. And he said your vacation will start on Friday. Go through the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and then I'll have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday off, and I'll start back next Monday. So a full week. So what is that, 9 days? 10 days? Hang on. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 10 days. 10 days. So, I just wanted to let you guys know. So, because I didn't want people thinking like, oh, Fears is fired. Not fired at all. I know the idiot troll is going to say that I'm fired. I'm not fired. I just took my boss's suggestion. I will be back to work next Monday because he wanted to help. He's like, Fears, you got some paid vacation. Why don't you take some? He goes, you don't have to take all of it. He's like, I can't remember if he said I have 3 weeks saved up or 2.5 weeks. It's something like that. But I just decided to take a week off. So I'm just going to relax. So there's that. I just wanted to let you guys know. So you guys didn't think I was lying. So I'll probably do some streams, and I'm going to start the vacation off right. This weekend, I am getting drunk. So I'm starting off. I'm going to relax. I'm going to have a cool hangout stream with you guys this weekend. I'm going to drink some Crystal Skull vodka because I have not gotten drunk or buzzed in a while. So I'm going to start the vacay off right. So look forward to a nice good kind of drunk stream from Fears either on Saturday or Sunday night. Well, actually, no, it'll probably be either tomorrow night, Friday, or Saturday because I don't want to be, buzzed when I'm going into church, So, but I thought I would start the vacation off right and have a little Crystal Skull vodka. So yeah, I didn't know if a lot of people were going to come in because it is 4 in the afternoon. I've noticed whenever I do my streams later on in the day, more people come in. That's probably because, during the day, it's a random Thursday. A lot of people are still at work right now. So, but sometimes, since I work nights, I get bored during the day, so I'll just be like, all right, it's 3 or 4 in the afternoon. I'll just do it right now, So, anyway, I just wanted to tell you guys the good news. I'm going to call Larry, and I told Larry that I was streaming, but I'm going to call him and see what he thinks. I don't know if he's been watching. I'm going to call and see what he thinks about me taking a week off just to relax and kind of get de-stressed. It's for a couple of reasons that I took some time off. My boss is right. I have mourned my grandma and my dad, but I need to mourn more on my own time. Because I was helping my mom plan their funerals, and it was a shock to the body, doing 2 funerals back to back. The first one a year and a half ago for my dad, and then this year, I'm just like, oh God, it never fucking ends. I'm like, who's gonna die next? I'm telling you, if I lost my mom next year, I would. I wouldn't know what to do because I've had so many people recently that I love and care for just, go. I'm like, well, I don't want anyone else to fucking go, Like, what if like one of my best friends died next year? What if Randall died or like my best buddy Eric, and Randall's my best buddy? Or what if I hate that about life. I wish we could all I wish we could all live forever, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not trying to make it a depressing stream. I just wanted to let you guys know what was going on. So my boss was making a lot of sense. He was like, Fears, he goes, you're a good guy. He goes, but sometimes you have the weight of the world on your shoulders. He goes, and I can tell when you're working. He goes, whenever you're stressed out or mad, he goes, you're super quiet. He goes, and that's not the Fears that I love. He goes, the Fears I like is, the outgoing, energetic Fears that's happy to come to work. He's making his coworkers laugh. He's getting the job done. He goes, that's the Fears that I love and know. And I was like, well, that's the Fears that I love and know too. I said, I want to be that Fears, but I said, it's kind of hard to do that when everyone that I love is just falling off the face of the earth, and, so it's hard. And he goes, and then and my boss is very caring. I have 4 bosses, but this is just one of them. And he said, well, Fears, he goes, I care, right? I said, oh yeah. I said, we wouldn't be having this conversation if you didn't care. And he goes, yeah. He goes, that's what I'm saying. He goes, I know it's hard. He goes, I can't imagine going through 2 funerals. if my boss only knew what the trolls did to my grandma's obituary, that made me even more sad and hurt and pissed off, and that's disgusting. So, but I wasn't about to tell him that. But he knows about my YouTube channel, but he's never watched. I keep that separate. But if he only knew. So what I did tell him, I said it's hard, man. I said anytime you lose a friend, a family member, a loved one. Well, you guys, I don't have to explain it to you guys. I'm sure everyone, all my loving and loyal fans, I'm sure you guys at one time have lost a mom, a dad, an uncle, a cousin, a friend, whoever, Anyway, I'm going to call Larry. Hey, what's up, everybody? Now everybody's commenting. Well, before I call Larry, I'll say hello to everybody in the chat. But again, I'm not. I just wanted to let you guys know what was going on. I'm not trying to make it a depressing stream. I just thought I would get all of the good news and bad news out of the way. So, and I didn't want people thinking like, oh, he lost his job. No, I didn't lose my job. I just took my boss's advice and I used some of my paid vacation. So basically, next week I'm going to get paid just to relax. Because when the more you work there, you accumulate PTO, which is paid time off. So yeah. Richie says hi. There he is! There's my good buddy Visions. He says, hey, Fears. I'm guessing people aren't commenting because it's a depressing stream. Well, I wasn't trying to make it a depressing stream, Vision. I was just letting everybody know what's been on my mind and letting everybody know what's going on and that I won't be at work next week. Because I took my boss's advice and just took some time off, So I'll be off. I'm going to go into work tonight, finish the week. Because he said, oh, Fears, I would just finish the week. He goes, because then, you'll get paid on Friday and then you'll be good to go. And then he goes, you're going to get paid for next week. And I've never had a job where I've had paid time off. Like all the other jobs that I've ever... Oh, no, I'm sorry. One other job gave me paid vacation off. Like whenever I was young and worked at like the movie theater, like during college and Walmart and fucking McDonald's and all that fucking bullshit. They were like, oh yeah, if you want to take a vacation, you just have to take an unpaid vacation, And I was like, oh, okay, well, that's cool. I'm going on vacation. That's cool. It sucks that I'm not getting paid, But now that I have like a big boy job, they're like, oh no, they're like, we'll pay you. Like we'll pay you for your time off. And I'm like, he goes, you've earned it, Fears. He goes, you've been here almost 2 years now. And I'm like, oh, right on. That's cool. Sweet. So I wasn't trying to make it a depressing stream. I just wanted to, Visions, John, Richie, everybody in the chat, you guys know I'm open and honest with you guys. Visions says it'll be okay. Listen, I hope so, Visions. I don't know how much more I can take, buddy. I mean, the stress is like, man. Like even Sean said something. He's like, Fears. He goes, he goes, what's going on? Like, because we were working side by side last night after I trained some of the newbies. I came back and he's like, Fears, you and these fucking newbies. And I was like, what? I'm like, the boss wants me to train him. He goes, yeah. He goes, he handed me that job because you're not going to be here next week. He goes, what's going on, man? I said, did he tell you? And he goes, he didn't tell me the whole story. He goes, he gave me some of your responsibilities because he said, you're not going to be here next week. I said, I might as well just tell you, Sean. I said, don't tell everybody. I said, dude, I've been so fucking stressed out, like beyond belief. And he goes, oh yeah, he goes, Fears. He goes, I could tell you were going through some shit. And he goes, I don't know about what. He goes, but he goes, it probably has something to do with your grandma, right? I said, it's that and other things. And so I told Sean, I said, you have no idea. I said, these evil fucks online. He goes, oh God, Fears, what did they do now? I said, it's what they didn't do, man. I said, it's like half and half. And Sean's like, well, Fears, he's like, just calm down. He's like, just tell me what happened. I said, dude, half of them, I have the most loving, epic, amazing fans. And I said, it's weird. They didn't do this to my dad. I said, maybe they have more respect for my dad. I don't know what they were thinking. But I said, I had to call the funeral home. I said, these idiots found out my grandma's obituary, and then they were writing crazy shit on there. And he's like, no, they didn't, Fears. He goes, you're fucking with me, right? I said, dude, Sean, I would not fuck about something about that, buddy. I said, that's where I draw the line. I said, I may joke around about a lot of stuff. I said, I would never joke around about a relative dying or anything like that. And he goes, I said, Sean, we've worked together for a year now. I said, I would hope you'd know me better than that. He goes, no, I know Fears. He goes, but I'm just a little shocked that they would fucking push it that far. I'm like, they don't care, Sean. I'm like, they don't care about me. They don't They don't have any respect for me. They don't have any respect for my family. I said, all my loving and loyal fans do. But I said, some of these evil fucks really want to destroy my life. I said, I'm not even kidding. And he goes, I didn't know it was that bad, Fierce. I'm like, it's not always that bad. But I said, a few times it's gotten that bad. And he's like, fuck, man. He goes, so what happened with you and the boss? I said, he just suggested, hey, man, you know, I can tell you've been a little stressed out. And the stress wasn't affecting my performance. My boss was just worried about me. And he said, I think you should take some time off. He goes, you barely had time to mourn. He goes, just when you were starting to feel okay and kind of getting over your dad's death, he goes, then all of a sudden there's a new death in the family. And I was like, yeah, pretty much, you know. So Sean was like, oh, so you're not in trouble, right, Fears? I said, no. I said, far from it. And he's like, oh, so he was just concerned. He goes, so what? He goes, did he suggest that you take some time off? And I said, yeah, pretty much. That was the long and skinny of it. And he goes, Fears? He goes, I totally agree. He goes, I think you should just take off like either a couple days or a week, or use all of your, you know, PTO time, paid time off. I said, I've got 3 weeks. I said, I'm not going to take all of it off. I said, I'd like to go maybe visit my mom and use a couple days around Christmas time. I said, because all my fans were like, Fears, you need to go home next year for Christmas. And I said, oh, yeah, you're right. I said, I haven't been home for Christmas since 2018. I said, I'm well overdue. Plus, I'd like to go visit my British family at some point, you know, and other trips that I've told you guys about. So he said, and then Sean was like, I totally agree, Fierce. And he's like, take some time off. He goes, maybe go to Disney for a day, you know, without the camera, just chill out. He goes, I know you fucking love Disney and shit. And I said, yeah, so that would be a good idea. You know me, though. I'll take the camera. There's never enough footage. Never enough footage. I just said, yeah, right on, Sean. But in my mind, I was like, no, I'll fucking bring the camera. Because you guys know I love filming. I can't lie to you guys. Because right when I said that, I was like, no, I'm fucking bringing the camera. Anyway, Sean's like, yeah. He's like, he goes, Fears, take it off. Do what the boss said. He goes, just relax. If you got a couple projects around the house, work on those, go to church. And then I couldn't believe it. I Scout's honor, Sean asked me this. And I was like, oh, shit. I'm like, my boss. I said, the boss asked me. He said, Fears, when's the last time you went to church? And I was like, dude, it's kind of funny that you said that. I said, the boss asked me that a couple minutes ago. And he goes, well, when was the last time you went? I said, last week. He goes, well, yeah, but he goes, before that. I said, oh, before that, it was like 3 or 4 weeks. He goes, yeah, man. He goes, go this weekend. And Sean's church is like kind of near mine. He's like, you want me to come with you? I was like, I said, if you want to show up to my church, I said, that's cool, buddy. And he's like, yeah, I may show up. And I was like, well, I said, I'll be there Sunday, buddy. And he goes, Fears, I definitely think you should take some time off. And I said, well, I said he gave me to the end of the day to think about it. So after I talked to Sean, then I went up to my boss. I said, I think I'm going to take you up on your offer. I said, I'll take a couple days off. And he was like, well, how many weeks do you want? He goes, do you want to use all 3 weeks? And I was like, no, that's too long. I said, I got, bills and stuff to pay with. He goes, yeah, but Fears, he goes, if it's paid time off, he goes, you'll get paid for 3 weeks. And I was like, no, I said, I think I'll just take a week off, He goes, well, it'll be longer than a week because you get Saturday and Sunday off. So he's like, if you did it on Friday, you'd get like 10 days off. And I was like, yeah, why don't we do that? I said, 10 days is a lot of time to be off. I said I should be at least better. But I don't know if I'll be okay, but I said I'll be better in 10 days. And he's like, yeah, he goes, just relax. He goes, don't do anything stressful. Just work on your content. Maybe go to the beach. He goes, hang out with some friends. So I may call Randall and maybe go visit him for a day or two, So I just wanted to let you guys know. But I appreciate everybody commenting. So I wasn't trying to make it depressing, I promise. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to lie to my fans. I said, I'll just tell them. Because I was like, oh, they'll probably wonder, why is Fears doing a late stream? Why isn't he at work? And so, yeah. So I just thought I would let you guys know. But Visions, I told everybody, not just Visions, everybody, I'm starting off the vacation right. Either Friday night, tomorrow night, I'm getting drunk because I haven't had a good buzz in a while. So either I'm getting drunk tomorrow, or on Saturday. Thought I'd start it off with a bang. So look forward to a good buzz fears in like a day or two. Because I don't mind drinking here and there, but I'm not a booze hound. I'm not a booze hound, but I haven't had a good Crystal Skull vodka drink in a while. And you guys know I love me some Crystal Skull vodka. Because I ran out of beer in the fridge. I had some Coronas in there, but they were all gone about a week and a half ago. Oh no, I had to throw them out because they would have been stale. Sorry, excuse me. I didn't lie. I just forgot. Classic fears memory. Before I went on my trip, I had to throw all the beer away because I was like, oh well, it'll be fucking stale by the time I get back. So yeah. But my boss was like, Fears, I can tell that you have like the weight of the world on your shoulders. I didn't tell him this, but I wanted to, but I just couldn't get it out. In my mind, I'm like, the reason why I have the weight of the world is I said I don't want to let myself down. I don't want to let my fans down. I don't want to let my family down. I'm like, while I'm here on the earth, I want to do something cool, I don't want to just die and then be like, oh yeah, we don't remember Fears. He didn't do anything. I'm trying to fulfill all the dreams, because you only get one life, you only get one chance. If you fuck it up, then you're like, oh, well, you can't do a fucking redo, and then so there's that, and then, of course, I'm going to always miss my dad. Visions, I'm sure you know what I'm going through. Visions lost his dad, Pixel lost his dad. It fucking sucks. I miss my dad. I hate that I can't talk to him. I mean, I can still talk to him, but it's different, like, for all the people that are religious in the community, whenever you pray for someone, you're like, hey, Dad, it's John, good to talk to you again. And then when I went to, after my grandma's funeral, either before my grandma's funeral or after my grandma's funeral, me and my mom bought a massive bouquet of flowers and we went to go visit my dad. And I took some pictures. I'm going to throw them on Instagram. And because I always like, throw pictures up on my dad's Instagram because that's really important. And I didn't get a chance to take a picture of my grandma's because they had all the dirt, and they were putting her down. I was like, oh, well, I'm not going to take a picture of all that shit, I got one from a distance, but I was like, it's kind of fuzzy because it was way off in the distance. And I was like, I'll just wait until maybe next year when I go visit her. And then, because my grandma already had this in her will. She knew this right away, like after she married my grandpa. I don't know if my grandpa bought the plots or if my grandma and my grandpa bought them together or if someone in the family bought them for my grandma and grandpa, but something like that. But my grandpa died first in 1993, and I remember his funeral because he was one of the persons that inspired me to, like, he loved photography, but he loved videoing more. My grandpa had like 3 passions. He loved playing guitar just by himself. Sometimes he would play guitar with my mom, and my mom would sing with my grandpa. They've got tapes that they recorded of them singing like church songs. Sometimes my grandpa would make up songs because my grandpa Fears, he was so fucking cool. He was the man, He still is the man. And then he loved to do creative stuff. Like as soon as he found out about video, he's like, oh shit, I'm going to get one of those cool cameras. And my dad and my grandpa bought it together. They shared it. And at the time, my grandpa bought the most high-tech one, for the 80s and 90s, like that big fucking thing that you had to put on your shoulders. At the time, that was cutting edge. And my grandpa's like, oh shit, I'm going to film some cool stuff, make some cool family videos and shit, And then whenever he died, my dad kind of took over that, and me and my dad kind of shared that responsibility. And then when my dad died, my dad said, well, now, John, you've already been into video for longer than me and your grandpa, So he goes, whenever I go, he goes, you got to take care of that responsibility. I said, well, whenever I'm around the family, I said, I will be shooting the videos. And I said, that'll never stop, Dad, But yeah, it's been hard. It's been hard. And like I said, I hate to keep bringing the trolls up. They don't make it any easier. I think they finally cut me some slack because I haven't been in the Discord. I thought, oh, I bet you as soon as I leave, it's going to be fucking hate comments all the way down the goddamn page. And it hasn't. So I'm like, maybe their heart isn't all black. Maybe it's but I mean, for the people that did stuff to my grandma's obituary, they can fuck off and die, because that is just fucking horrible. So, yeah. Anyway, I didn't want to make it depressing. I just wanted to be honest with you guys. I wanted to get your guys' opinion. I wanted to get your guys' thoughts. I thought, well, I'll just be honest with them. I said, I'm going to take a week off, and I'm going to relax. I'm going to do some heavy thinking. I'm going to work on some projects. I'm going to clean the old apartment. I've almost got it all clean for Larry Tate's big arrival. I cannot wait. Larry, you're fucking going down. I am the goddamn mini golf master, you motherfucker. That dinner's coming my way, Larry. Speaking of Larry, let's give him a call. I better win, because I've been talking so much trash. Oh, my God. Because if I lose, oh, shit. Larry's going to be like, yeah, Fears, guess what? I'm never going to leave you. I'm never going to let you live this shit down. And then I'm going to be like, oh, fuck me. And then it's going to be bad. So there it is. All right, so let me call Larry. He should be in here. I don't know where he is. He said he was going to watch the stream. All right, let me give him a little call. By the way, I got my new Superman mug, a.k.a. Fears Man mug.
Hello.
Yo, buddy. Uh-oh. Hang on. He accidentally hung up. Hang on. Let me try this again. Yo.
Hello.
Yo, dude. What's up?
What's happening?
Hey, are you watching the stream?
Yeah, I was watching it for the most part. Then I had to get off. I had a call I had to get. But
I didn't want to bug you if you're at work, man. Like, don't get in trouble on my account, buddy.
No, I'm not getting in trouble. They ain't gonna do nothing.
Larry, like, I can just picture you at York. You're like, I'm Larry fucking Tate. I make shit happen.
No, I tell them my new thing now is I say, hey, I'm going to see John Fears. Don't mess with me.
Oh shit. Well, I appreciate that.
Every time
buddy.
they say something, and I say, hey, I'm going to see the Fears Man. I'm not doing that.
That's pretty rad. Pretty awesome. I can just picture, hey, fuck off. I'm going to watch John Fears, motherfucker. I'm going to hop in this limo.
I told that to one of my coworkers. He asked me to do something, I said that. But my boss, on the boss man, I did just say, hey,
okay.
I'm going to see Fears Man. Don't boss me.
You know what you should do?
He just laughs.
You know what you should do?
He said, he goes, you and your YouTube friends, he says, you're crazy.
Well, I'm not crazy. We all know who's crazy.
No, he was telling me.
Oh, okay.
He was telling me, he's like, man, they said, are you really going to go down there and beat that? I was like, no. I said, you guys don't understand. I said, I've known this guy for probably 10 years.
Yeah, but you
haven't met him.
Yeah, but you've only like talked for like, you've known me for 10 years, but you've only talked for like what, 2 years?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he's acting like that. You're a complete stranger.
I was like, I can't remember who I told it to. Maybe you, or maybe I told it to Pixel one time. I can't remember, but I said a lot of fans. I don't think they're afraid to talk, but a lot of fans, they're like, "Oh, Fears, man, I've been watching you for like 10 years, man." And I'm like, "Well, I've never seen you in the chat." Oh, no. I just watch. I don't chat. I hide in the shadows, and then I just watch.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. When I first see you, man,
and then I'm like, well, why? I'm like, well, why?
I hope I'm not nervous or
don't be nervous.
Fanboying out.
Listen, you can fanboy it up. I don't care, but don't be nervous.
I know, but after a few minutes, it'll be. But at first, man, just every day I think, man, I'm gonna actually meet the Fears, man. This is.
I am a real person. Yeah. Dreams
I know.
do come true.
I hope I'm not gonna go down and see a robot or something. I hope you're real.
I'm real. I promise.
But yeah, I saw you're taking some time off work, man. That's cool.
So I called you before, and you were like, "Is it anything bad for you?" I said, "No." I said, "It's not bad." I said, "I think it'll help. It's all for the good." Because Larry literally asked me, he's like, "Are you quitting YouTube, Beers?" I was like, "No, I'll never quit YouTube. Never. The day I quit YouTube is the day."
Well, the sound of your voice, man, I thought, man, it didn't sound good. So
well,
definitely fooled me.
I'm a little sad because I'm half happy that I'm taking some time off, and I'm half sad. Like if all those.
You're happy you get the time off, but you're sad because of why you got to take it off.
Yeah, Yeah, because I'm like,
Right.
those trolls didn't make it any easier because I've already had the weight of the world on my shoulders, and then they didn't make it any easier. So it's a combination of all that shit. And I'm like, if I don't learn to relax, I'm gonna fucking explode, you know.
Yeah.
Normally, you know me. I'm happy-go-lucky, John Fears, when everything's fine. But I'm telling you, man, sometimes I don't handle stress too well. I need to get better at that.
Well, your boss probably saw that, and he did the right thing by
Well, I mean, I was
telling you to take some time off.
But here's the thing. He looked at me and said, well, it's not, he goes, Fears, he goes, you wouldn't, he goes, not everyone could tell. He goes, I could tell. He goes, but it didn't affect your work performance. He goes, I could just tell something was up because normally you're a very nice person. You're outgoing. You don't snap at anyone. He goes, I saw that you snapped at that boss yesterday. And he goes, I will admit, he goes, that boss was being kind of dick. He knows fully well that you can stop the belt and catch up a little bit. I said, yeah, I said, that new girl stopped the belt 4 or 5 times the other day. And we waited patiently for her to collect all of our boxes and get back to where she needed to be. And then I just pushed the button and we started the belt back. I said, I stop it. And he goes all ballistic on me. And I was like, all I want is just 2 minutes. Just give me 2 minutes to catch up, you know? And then I caught up, and then I caught up, and then I didn't have to turn off the belt at all the rest of the night, you know? So, yeah.
Yeah.
So he goes, I could tell, Fears. And he goes, because, he goes, I want to see the happy-go-lucky John Fears that's always making, like, his coworkers laugh, having fun, wants to be at work. And he goes, whenever you're quiet, Fears, he goes, I can tell something's up. He goes, you barely, like, he goes, for the last couple...
He's been around you long enough, who knows?
Yeah, and you guys know, the fans know, you know, Larry, you know I'm a very outgoing person. That's just how I am. I like to get to know people. I like to have conversations with people. I'm a people person. You know, I like people.
But at some point, though, you got to put yourself first, man. You got to think of yourself.
So,
you know, you do.
So he noticed. Every once in a while. Yeah, so he noticed. I just shut down. And he goes, Fears, you stopped talking to everybody. And he goes, I didn't notice it at first. He goes, but for the last 3 months, he goes, you've talked here and there, but not as much as, like, the lovable John Fears we know. I said, you are 100.
Yeah.
I said,
you're getting straightened out, man. You're getting back. Back to the old Fears, man.
I hope so.
It's just a matter of time.
I miss the old Fears, man. You know, so he noticed it, and he goes, Fears, I noticed it very slightly. He goes, like, you would talk a little here, you'd talk a little there, and then all of a sudden it slipped away even more and more. He goes, and then some days you would just come in, do the work, and then as soon as I said, all right, Fears, you're free to go, and, you know, you do your little sign off like you always do. All right, man, see you later. And I would do that, and then I'd just fucking take off and barely say anything, you know?
Hey, Fears, hold on just a minute. They need me in the high limit room. Just a minute, okay?
All right, no worries.
Go ahead and talk. It might be about 2 or 3 minutes. Hold on.
All right, listen, get that chick in a limo, you know, go nuts on her, you know, and yeah. There it is. I just picture, like, Larry, like he said, sometimes he drives people to and from the casino in his fucking limo. I bet you a lot of shit's happened in that fucking limo, you know? I'm going to ask him whenever he comes back. Give me 1 second. And then I'll get to the comments. I'm just waiting for Larry to come back. Ugh, what a day. I mean, today actually wasn't that bad, you know? It was alright. So, yeah. Here, I'll call him back. I'll call you back. I'm going to call Larry back. I'm going to get to the comments real quick. Because, you know, he's probably with his boss and stuff. I don't want to. All right, where did I leave off in the comments? Here we go. Let's see. Where did I leave off? I left off after Visions saying it'll be okay. Well, I appreciate that, Visions. You know, you're a good friend. You're a good guy. I appreciate you saying that, my friend. I really do. John says, oh, hi, oh, howdy. Well, howdy. Richie says, hi, Visions. Larry says, hello, Fears. Vision says, hi, Richie. Oh, Girl Gamer's here. Good to see you. Good to see you. Vision says, whatever helps you chill out. Yeah. Trust me, Vision, I'm working on it, man. It's hard. It's hard. It's been a struggle. Stroke, it helps me chill out. Wow. Wow. Too much information, but good to know. Good to know. Girl Gamer says, I lost my cousin. I remember you telling me that, Rezi. I remember that happened a couple months back, right? A couple months back that happened with your cousin. I'm really sorry for your loss. I really am. So I know what it's like to lose a family member because I've already lost 2 immediate family members. So, but yeah. So my condolences, Rezi. It sucks when you lose people that you love. Doesn't even have to be a family member. A family member, a friend, a loved one. One of my good friends that I've known since the 2nd grade, he was walking to work, minding his own business. He had a part-time job. He was going to college. He wanted to really do something with his life, and some idiot, asshole, drunk driver swerved off the road and hit him. That's why you should never drink and drive. That's why in college, I did it once. I was leaving a party. I've told you guys this story before. Thank God I didn't hit anyone or hit a telephone pole. I remember I got in my car, and I just thought, like, oh, yeah, fears of the shit, man. I was macking on this chick, and I was down and fucking jacking cokes and doing God knows what that night because I vaguely remember. I remember visions of it because I was so drunk. And I got in my car, and I remember I was swaying down this road, and I was seconds away from hitting a telephone pole, and I slammed on the brakes, and I was like, Fears, what the fuck are you doing? And then I was like, fuck this, and I just backed up into a parking space and just parked, got out of my car, threw the rest of the bottle away. I can't remember if I just threw it on the ground or threw it in a trash can, and said, Fears, don't ever fucking do that again, you're a fucking idiot. And I've never drank and drove since then. And then I remember when my friend got hit by a drunk driver, that night flashed in my mind. I was like, oh, fuck. I'm like, Fears, what if you would have hit someone that night when you were fucking drunk off your ass in college? And I was like, good thing you stopped when you did and said, Fears, what the fuck are you doing? You're an idiot. Don't drive home drunk. You can get yourself killed or somebody else. And I remember I just parked, and I was like, thank God I parked and never done that again. And then I felt so bad for his family. Like, he was a nice guy. He was just trying to make it in life. He was trying to do a part-time job, work his way through college, get a good job, and then all of his dreams down the fucking tubes because some idiot drunk driver hit him. So it's very a shame. So, Rezi, my condolences. It's hard. Let's see. Vision says, I understand grief, and I understand that people deal with it differently, but you can't let it shut your life down. True. Very true. Just have to get up and just have to get up and do it. You're right, Visions. You're 100% right, buddy. And I appreciate your advice. That's why you're a good guy. You're a good friend. That's why I hope to meet you one day and we'll hang out. We'll get some beers. What was that fucking drink you like to drink? What the fuck was it? The Russian? Is that what it was called? The Russian? We'll have some Russians. We'll have some Russian drinks. I think that's what it was, right? And you had 2 drinks. I can't remember. Oh, fucking classic Fears memory. Was it called the Russians? I don't remember what the fuck it was called. White Russians. That was the first one. White Russians, and then the other one. Anyway, whatever it was. That's why you're a good guy, Visions, and I appreciate that advice, buddy. And I don't take your friendship, and I don't take your advice for granted. I don't take any of my loving and loyal fans for granted, and I appreciate your advice. And one day we will hang out, buddy, and get those White Russians, and I don't remember the other drink, but we'll have at it. We'll have at it. Also, the band Grief Rocks. Well, now I have to hear them. Hang on. Let's get on some Grief, because I've never even heard of them. So hang on, let me go to YouTube. We'll hear some Grief. Let's see. The band Grief. We'll see what they sound like. Let's see. Which one should I play? Hate Grows Stronger, Earthworm, World of hurt, ruined, lifeless, come to grief, I hate you, depression, fuck upstairs. These are some amazing song titles. I think I gotta go with the most hilarious one, fuck upstairs. I was either gonna listen to that one or Earthworm. Because Earthworm's even a hilarious name for a band, too. I mean, for a song. So let's hear Fuck Upstairs. Here we go.
I'm Jesus Christ, Muhammad.
Wow, that's quite a title. He says, I'm Jesus Christ. Well, there it is.
The Muhammad.
I will say this: they got a good drummer in the background. I'm liking it. I just know in about a minute, it's going to be some screamo. Well, I don't know that for sure. But I remember the one band I listened to that Vision suggested. The BUNG one, Visions, that was screamo. That guy was, his esophagus and his vocal cords must have been hurting by the end of that. Going fucking ballistic on the BUNG. But you know what? At least he was embracing the BUNG. Because you guys know how much I love the BUNG. I mean, Fears, well, I didn't invent it. Trent invented it, and then I enhanced the BUNG. But that guy was really going for it. In the song The BUNG, he was going for it like a son of a bitch, like no other. I mean, he was like, fucking BUNG! I mean, going fucking ballistic with it. And I was like, man, this guy, he's going for it. He is going for it. So, let's continue on. Here's some grief. I knew it! Right on. I'll be honest. I like heavy metal. I like rock and roll. I don't know if I can get into screamo, though, because I like to hear what the guy actually is saying. But it's got a good tune to it. But everyone likes their own type of different songs, so to each their own. But I like rock and roll, I like heavy metal, but I like to hear the actual words, But it's got a good tune. I mean, this guy's got some confidence right off the bat. Listen to the beginning of the song. I am Jesus Christ. I mean, that's quite a title,
I'm Jesus Christ, Muhammad.
Well, there you go. He's like, say it loudly and proudly, I was like, right on. All right, let's get back to Larry. Let's call Larry back. He said his boss was saying something. Larry's a good guy. I don't want to get him in trouble at work, I just wanted to finish the call, Oh, he hung up. Well, I don't know if he can talk right now. All of a sudden his boss is like, Larry, get the fuck off that phone, with that fucking Fears guy and do some work. So, Larry, I'll talk to you later, buddy. I don't want to get you in trouble at work, buddy. Because all calls me like, oh, what the fuck, Fears? Yeah, I'm fired because I was watching a Fears stream. I'm like, oh, shit, Like, oh, shit. Oh, Lord. That band was pretty good, Visions. I loved the drums. And it had a good tune. Had a pretty good tune. But no, I appreciate that advice, Visions. Vision, for everyone that didn't hear, Vision said, I understand grief, and I understand that people deal with it differently, but you can't let it shut down your life. For a while, it did shut down my life. I've been slowly but surely trying to turn my life back on, but it's been one fucking disaster after another, you know? But I do believe that friends and family, and I am religious, so not everybody in the community is religious, so I appreciate the people in the community that are religious and that we're praying for fears and sending love and blessings and prayers and all that. But for the people that, even for the people that didn't believe, you know, in Jesus and religion and stuff, they were just giving me good advice, they were sending me, you know, good vibes and stuff. So I appreciate everybody that did all that stuff, you know. So I think rest will help, working on some projects, doing some fun streams, just kind of chilling. Eventually, everything will get back to normal. It'll probably take some time, but, you know, one day at a time. One day at a time. Larry says, trying to diffuse this argument in the casino, it's with celebrities. I think that's fucking cool that Larry, whenever Larry calls me back, I'm going to say, well, I know you work at a big casino. He's from Indiana, Larry. But I don't know where in Indiana, but he said like a shit ton of like celebrities come to his casino. And I was like, that's fucking cool, you know? Vision says, hell yeah! Well, there it is. Did you guys notice every single time that I start a Disney vlog, I always go, Walt Disney World, the most magical place on earth. And then I drive through the little, you know, the little fucking entrance, and then I'm like, hell yeah! I always do that because I'm like, oh shit, I'm here. It's going to be a hell of a great fucking day. That's why I give the old hell yeah. So right on, Visions, fucking hell yeah, motherfucker. That's right. Well, at least I get a week off. So I'm gonna start the week off great. And I don't know if I'm gonna get wasted, but Fears has not had any. The last time I had some Crystal Skull was Christmas Eve by myself, a little bit. Because when I went over to LC's party, there was no Crystal Skull there, but we did take some shots of vodka, but I couldn't take too many shots. He said, Fears, he goes, if you take like 3 and then stay for a long time, you won't drive home drunk. Because you guys know my policy. I do not drive home drunk at all. So I took like 3 shots and then I cut myself off. Because I know when to cut myself off. Some people don't know when to cut off. Oh yeah, I'll cut myself off this next drink. And then I'll look at them like they're an idiot. It is the next drink. You kept saying you were going to cut yourself off 9 drinks ago. I've got friends like that sometimes. And I'm like, no, you're not going to cut yourself off. I'm going to have to help you cut yourself off. That fucking guy that I went to the party with, my friend Ben, you know, that we had to get the fuck out of that fraternity house, he could never. I had to always cut him off. He's like, Fears, just one more drink. I'm like, no, Ben, no, not one more fucking drink. Well, what do you mean, Fears? I've only had 3. I'm like, Ben, I love you, buddy. It's not 3. I'm like, you're a fucking idiot. I'm like, you've had like 10 already. No, that's not true, Fears. It is true. I'm like, I just saw you drink them all. I'm like, don't even go there. You know, I saw you drink them. But eventually he would stop. I just had to sink it into his head a couple of times, and then he would stop. And he's like, come on, Fears, chicks, booze, babes. I'm like, yeah, chicks, booze, babes, that's great. But I'm like, I'm not babysitting your ass all fucking night, you know? I helped him out a little bit, but I'm like, buddy, come on. I'm like, don't be lying to Fears. It's not 3 beers. You've had like 10 already. Now, if he would have just stayed the night, then I'd be like, hey, drink your fucking ass off. Go for it. But we had to get home, so I'm like, time to cut it off, buddy. You know? Anyway. Let's see. Speaking of Disney and death, there's a Disney-themed graveyard. Actually, I think there's 2 Visions. Wait. There's no, I'm sorry. There's 1. They do like the Disney graveyard shit, like in the like outside the Haunted Mansion and inside the Haunted Mansion. You would love, because you like horror movies and shit, just like I do, Vision. If you've never ridden the Haunted Mansion, that is right up your fucking alley. You'll love that ride. Then they have a little haunted mansion mini golf type of thing on Universal's property. And me and Sam were going to do that at one time. But then all of a sudden, Sam did the disappearing act. I don't know where the fuck he went. I don't know what the fuck happened to him. And he, like, disappeared like a fart in the wind. I hope he's doing all right, you know, but I just don't know what happened. So maybe one day I'll go and do that miniature golf. It's like right outside the entrance to Universal Studios. Like you go through the escalators and then you get off the escalator thing and you walk about a mile down the Universal boardwalk, and then it's either on the left or the right. There's like the left there's like a space adventure type of mini golf thing. And I told Randall we should totally do that, and he was down. And then on the right, there's like a little tiny like haunted house, and then around the haunted house is like a bunch of tombstones and graveyards, and you can go through the graveyard and do a little miniature golf. So I believe there's one on the Disney property, and then there's one on the Universal property. Hopefully that answers your question. So yeah. All right. Let's continue on. All right. So let's finally get to the reviews. Well, before I do the reviews, I got a mini haul. I hadn't done a haul in a while. So, and I hadn't got paid yet, so it was a mini one. I get paid tomorrow. All right. Just a mini one, you know. All right. I got this water. It's got awesome electrolytes in it, so I got this for work tonight. So yeah, I already drank a little bit of it. I bring more water than that, but I also, once a week, I always try and get some of this water. It's really good. For the ladies out there, shh, oh, fucking shit. Oh, man. For the ladies, if here's a single, I'm ready to fucking mingle. It's been 4 fucking years. The cobwebs that have formed on my dick, they're so thick. I want to dust off the cobwebs and have a relationship in this fucking goddamn century. So suck this in, ladies. Suck it in. I got some Mickey boxers. If this doesn't turn on women, I don't know what the fuck will, you know? Oh! So there it is. Only for the ladies, though. All right. And then, you guys know how religious I am. So, I saw this. I've heard the story a bazillion times, but I did not know that they made a movie version of it. So, I got this. Journey to Bethlehem, and it's got Antonio Banderas. Hopefully that's how you pronounce his name. He played Puss in Boots in Disney. And then there's a bunch of famous people in here. So I can't wait to watch this. So I will watch it. I will review it. So yeah. Exactly, Dan Aykroyd. I told Visions. I said, oh yeah. Well, technically, the Disney property, they've got 2. They've got one in Disney World Visions, and then they've got one in Disneyland. The Haunted Mansion in Disneyland came first, and then they put it in Disney World. And then, you guys know I've got some Irish blood, so whenever they start selling the St. Patrick's Day shirts like super early, I got this one, you know, before my grandma died a couple weeks back. It's not even Valentine's Day yet. So they've got Valentine's shirts there. I just haven't picked one up yet. But I got this one because I've got that whole island. My mom's British. My grandma had Irish, Scottish, and Welsh roots, but she was mainly British. Then my grandpa, my British grandpa, he was British and had a shitload of Scottish in him. I mean, a crap load. I unfortunately never got to meet my British grandfather because the way my grandma told me, he had a stroke because he drank too much. So I asked my British grandma before she died, I'm like, was he an alcoholic? She goes, no, he wasn't an alcoholic. She goes, towards the end of his life, he kind of got it together, but by that time, it was too late. And the way my mom and my grandma tells the stories, once he eventually said, you know what? I'm going to give up drinking, because he drank so much that my British grandma divorced him. And he's like, oh, shit. He goes, well, this drinking has ruined my marriage. So now I've got to be there for my kids. So eventually he stopped drinking. But my mom said, I guess it was too late by then. And I guess like 8 or 9 months later, after he quit drinking, he had a stroke and he died, unfortunately. So I never got to meet him. And he died. I was born in 1983 and he died in 81. So unfortunately, I only grew up with my grandpa Fears. And I only got to really hang out with my grandpa Fears for a couple of years, from birth to about when I was in second grade. Because in second grade was around 1992, 1993. And then my grandpa passed away. So my grandma Fears and my British grandma. My British grandma was mainly through my life, but she died in 2001, and she smoked a lot, so she died of lung cancer. But my grandma Fears, man, she lived out so many people because she was almost 90. She was 89. She was about to turn 90. So that's why I kept telling you guys, she's not 90, but she's almost 90. So I give her a lot of credit. You know, I don't know if the Fears man's going to make it to 90. I hope. You know, that is the end goal, to live as long as possible. But I don't know if I'll live to 90, but hopefully. All right. So I got another St. Patrick's Day shirt. They do have cool, literally $6, $7 at Walmart. Get yourself one. Let the shenanigans begin. And if you guys know that movie, Waiting, I love Waiting. You know, they work at shenanigans, you know. If you haven't seen that movie, fucking watch that movie. That movie's great. All right. There's that. And then today I ran out of like bathing soap. So before I took a shower today, I had to run to Walmart, get some more shampoo. That's why I've used a little bit of it to take a shower. I got a new bar of soap. Fucking Hulk it out. And then I got this, and then I'm going to try this new shampoo. Everyman Jack. It's a brand new one. It's a shampoo and conditioner. So there it is, all in one. No hassle, all in one. Good to go. All right. So there it is. There it is. All right. So there's the mini haul. All right. I'm gonna save the best for last. Oh yeah. I'm a big fan of the Friday the 13th series. Not as much as Halloween. You guys know Michael Myers, he is the man. He is the shit. That's the movie I'm waiting for. Michael Myers versus Voorhees. A fucking fight to the death. The battle of all battles. You know, I don't know if we'll ever see it. I hope one day we get to see it. That would be fucking rad. Oh my god, it'd be spectacular. Because we had Freddy versus Jason, and yeah, that was alright. That was pretty good. But I'm waiting for Michael versus Voorhees. They don't talk. They're all action. Dun, dun, dun. That's going to be a good battle. If Hollywood ever gets off their ass and does it. I hope so. That would be great if they did. All right. But I'm going to review Season 4 of Macgyver. Got through it last night. So I watched like the last 2-3 episodes. I thought, I'm almost done with Season 4. I'll just watch this, and then I'll watch that. So that's what I did. Watched like the last 2 episodes of this. It was good. I'm going to review this. Bam, watch this before I had to go into work. All right. So, in Season 4, Macgyver is still working for the Phoenix Foundation. He still doesn't use a gun. He's always got a plan. That's his signature catchphrase. So, like, whenever he's got like a sidekick with him, they're like, you got a plan, right? And he looks right at him and goes, yeah, of course. I've always got a plan. And then he goes, if that plan doesn't work, then I've got a plan for the plan. He's always got a plan. Always. That's what makes him so great. And then he's even smarter than the villains. He literally tells the villains, hey, fuck you. He goes, I'll just get out of here. And then the villains are like, no, you're not. And he goes, yeah, I will. He goes, watch me. He goes, I'll just figure out a plan, and I don't even need a fucking gun because I'm smarter than you. Give me a minute or two and I'll get out of this fucking closet, you know, or the jail cell, or whatever they like entrap MacGyver in, because he's that fucking smart. Because in the first 2 seasons, you learn that MacGyver didn't just get 1 degree, he got 2 degrees. 1 in physics, and then the other one was in biochem, I think. That's why he knows so much about fucking everything. But I know it was like 2 degrees he got. So it makes him really fucking smart. So in number 4, he's still helping people. Still uses his pocket knife, as always. Like, his pocket knife is his weapon. Because he hates guns. And in season 4, they show you why he hates he hates guns. He goes back to his hometown, and he meets up with his old, like, childhood buddies. And they reminisce about them playing with a gun, and one of his friends was going to shoot a bird, and MacGyver's like, no, like, don't shoot it. And so MacGyver knocks the gun out of his friend's hand, and the gun spirals, because, you know, MacGyver loves animals, and he's on the earth to, like, protect people, and he likes animals and protecting people. So that's why he stopped his friend from, instead of shooting, like, target practice at a target that MacGyver made, he was like, oh, I'm going to shoot this bird. And he's like, no, don't shoot him. And he knocks the gun out of his friend's hand, and he goes flying through the air, hits the ground, and the gun goes off and accidentally shoots his other friend, like, in the arm. And he said, all right, from that day on, and his friend didn't die, but he had to take his friend to the hospital, and his dad got, like, really pissed off that MacGyver stole his father's gun. After that, MacGyver's like, I'll never use a gun, ever. He's like, fuck guns, you know? So that's one of my favorite episodes. They explain why he doesn't like guns. That's a good reason, you know, because a lot of things, if you don't handle a gun properly, a lot of bad things can happen, you know? So don't be an idiot, and don't be like fiddly farting around with a fucking gun. You know, obey the rules whenever you go target practicing or hunting. I'm not big of a hunter. I've never been into it. Me and my dad used to go target shooting all the time. That was fun. I told you guys the story where my brother's like, oh, well, John, don't just use a normal target. He goes, you love fucking zombies. Go use that zombie target. And I looked at my brother and I was like, there's a fucking zombie target. I go, oh yeah, I'm gonna go get it for me, because I didn't know where it was. And my brother ran off, gave it to me, and the zombie was all like that and shit. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna shoot this fucking zombie like no other. That was probably one of the coolest days me and my dad went shooting. And my dad's like, all right, whatever. He goes, I'll do the zombie one too. And I was like, fuck yeah, Dad. Because my dad liked movie, but he really wasn't into the horror stuff like Fears is. My dad was more comedy, action, thriller type of guy. That's why me and my dad always sat and watched all the fucking blow me up movies. He introduced me to fucking Terminator, fucking Rambo, all that shit, you know? So yeah. So that's why Fears goes nuts on all those action movies, because I remember me and my dad watching Predator, Alien, all that shit. Well, some of the Aliens, because I remember I told you guys I didn't watch all of them. I've almost watched all the Aliens, so I'm catching up on all those 80s and 90s classics. All right, so let me tell you my favorite episodes. So I'm gonna rate season 4 probably an 8 out of 10, because some of the episodes are dry and boring. Each season I've got my favorite episodes, but each season have got a few just like non-action one where it's just talky the whole time. And I'm like, bitch, I don't want to see MacGyver just talk. I want to see action. I want to see him taking a bunch of like household chemicals and making a bomb out of it and shit. Doing the MacGyver isms that we all love and know. So, they name all the episodes on the disc. So, here we go. The Secret of the Parker House, that one's crap. That one's garbage. Don't even waste your time. Blood Brothers, it's alright. The Outsiders, good. On a Wing and a Prayer, really good. Collision Course, it's alright. The Survivors, good. Daily Dreams, really good. Probably one of my favorite episodes of season 4. Cleo Rocks, that's when he has to battle Murdoch for like the 1 millionth time, and Murdoch is like MacGyver's like arch nemesis and shit. So the Murdoch versus MacGyver episodes are always fucking good. So Cleo Rocks is one of my favorite Murdoch episodes. It's really good. Mama Dalton, that one's crap. That one's garbage. Paternity of Thieves, it's all right. It's okay. The Battle of Tommy Guillermo, that one's good. That one's good. The Challenger, that one's good. Runners, not so much. Gold Rush, not so much. The Invisible Killer, that one's really good. That one I really enjoyed. And then Brainwashed, really good. Loved it. Easy Target, loved it. Renegade, not so much. And then Unfinished Business, that's really good because another killer, not Murdoch, another killer, like wants MacGyver's blood. And he's like, I'm not going to fucking stop until you're fucking dead, MacGyver. MacGyver's all like, yeah, well, bring it on, bitch. Like, no matter what you do, I'll just get out of it. I'll just use my little trusty pocket knife so you can kiss my ass. And then the killer's like, oh, no, you're dead. I'm killing you this time. He's like, no, you're not. Yes, I am. And he's like, fuck you. I'll get out of here. I'll just use my pocket knife so you can eat my ass. So, 8 out of 10. Check it out. All right. Let me catch up with the comments. Dan Aykroyd said, who would win, Jason versus Slimer? Oh, shit. That's interesting. Well, I mean, Slimer's already dead, Dan Aykroyd. So I think, Jason's kind of dead too, you know. He didn't start dead, you know. He actually died in part 4. And then part 5, it's like a copycat, so that's not even Jason. It's just someone using the legend of Jason. And then in part 6, they do kind of like a Frankenstein shit. Like Tommy's like, I'm going to kill Jason once for all. I'm going to dig up his grave and take his body and light him on fire, and then he'll be, you know, just fucking ashes, and then I'll be finally rid of Jason. And while he's like in a mad rage, he just takes this metal pole, this metal shovel, or whatever the hell it was, stabbed it into Jason's like chest, and just by happenstance, there's a thunderstorm, because in those horror movies, there's always fucking thunderstorm and lightning and rain and shit. You know, what does it do? It sparks the fucking thing, and Jason comes back like fucking Frankenstein shit. It's alive! It's alive! You know, the fucking electron bolt. I mean, the electric bolt. So there it is. So that's a hard one. Because they're both dead. You know? I don't know. Put it to the chat. What do you think? Slimer or Jason? I'd like to hear your guys' comments on it. Because, man, that's a hard one. Yo, Ninja fan, or Ninja Empire. So you're a fan. He says, also keep up the grind and the awesome content. I dropped a like. Well, thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. Also, Freddy vs. Jason is a way underrated movie in my opinion. This is true. It is a good movie. I don't know why a lot of people gave it shit. I thought it was great. Jason was kicking ass and taking names. Freddy was like, oh yeah, you're going to kick my ass? Well, guess what? I'll just kick your ass right back. You know? By the end of it, they were just bloody as all hell. Like Freddy, his Christmas sweater was just filled with blood. Jason's white hockey mask was just filled to the brim with blood. I mean, they were just fucking shattered by the end of it. So nobody really won, you know, because Jason walks out of the lake, and he's got the head of Freddy, and then Freddy just looks over, smiles, and winks at the camera. So nobody won. It was a standstill. It was a draw, you know. So nobody really fucking won that one. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Also, are you a Marvel fan? If so, who's your favorite character? Mine's Spider-Man. I love DC and Marvel. Probably my favorite. Well, I'll start with DC, because you guys know my favorite DC. DC, I love Superman. He's some of the inspiration for Fierce Man. There's a lot of combinations that make Fierce Man. Superman, my own childhood experiences, my own drawings that I drew when I was young of him. Because Fierce Man didn't always start yellow and blue. He had yellow, red, and blue. and I believe green in him when I first created him, and I was like, that's too many fucking colors. I'll just simplify it to my 2 favorite colors, yellow and blue. And then I remember when I watched Blank Man, I put some aspects of Blank Man in there. Randall put some aspects of like Meteor Man, so we've kind of stolen shit to kind of form Fears Man. So he's one big epic parody, but a lot of it is Batman and Superman mixed together. So on DC, Superman's my favorite. A good second on DC is Batman. And then probably on Marvel, I can't pick between these 3 characters because they're all good. Tony Stark, a.k.a. Iron Man. His suit is fucking cool. He's a goddamn billionaire. He's got all these epic toys like in his mansion and shit, like in fucking Malibu, California. But his suit, the Iron Man suit, is fucking brilliant. Amazing. So he's cool. And then I love Captain America. He's got some cool powers. And then I love the Hulk. The Hulk. So those 3, Ninja would probably be my all-time 3 favorite. So yeah. Have you ever seen any of the X-Men and Deadpool? Seen a lot of the X-Men, not all of them, and I've only seen Deadpool 1. I haven't seen Deadpool 2 yet, but I got both of them right over there. I just haven't reviewed them yet, but don't worry. I'll get to it. I've just got a lot of movies. So many movies to watch. I'll eventually get to all of them. Eventually. So yeah. Eventually I'll get to all of it. So yeah. Alright. Let's see. What else? Also, are you hyped for the new Ghostbuster movie? Oh man, you have no idea. I've already watched the trailer. I should have did a trailer reaction, but Fears was being a little lazy because I've been going through some shit lately. Oh, I'm way ahead of you, Ninja. Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. All the old Ghostbusters are coming back. Not just for a cameo. It looks like they're a major part of the movie. All the new Ghostbusters, all the new people are coming back. Slimer's supposed to make an appearance. Thank God, because there was no Slimer in the last one. Stay Puft, I read online, is going to make an appearance. I don't know how that's possible because they blew up Stay Puft in the first one. But I'm thinking in the last one they had like little tiny mini Stay Puffs running around. So maybe one of the little mini Stay Puffs gets blown up into a big Stay Puft. That's what I'm thinking. Because the original Stay Puft, he was like, 100 feet tall, and they blew him up in the first movie. So he's dead. He's gone, you know? So I'm thinking it's one of those little mini Stay Puffs. And then I read online that Walter Peck, that lawyer asshole son of a bitch from part 1 with the massive beard and the mustache, he's supposed to be coming back. But that guy's a good actor. He plays a good villain because he played Walter Peck in Ghostbusters, good villain. Then he played not the main villain, but one of the evil guys in Die Hard. He played like a sinister like news reporter, like selfish, just like wanted to report the news, and he tried to fuck over John McClane in the first one. Then he tried to fuck over John McClane and his wife in the second one. So he plays good villains. But he's never been a main villain in the Die Hard. He's just kind of like a side villain. But he played the main villain in Ghostbusters. So if they bring Walter Peck back, because they didn't kill his character off, but at the end of Ghostbusters, they did cream him with like 50 gallons of fucking like, you know, marshmallow. Because after the Marshmallow Man explodes, all that fucking liquid goo from the Marshmallow Man hits him and hits the Ghostbuster car in the back. That's right, Fears knows his Ghostbuster. I can quote that whole movie. One day, I think I'll just do a stream where I'll just quote every single line from start to finish, because I could probably fucking do it. Because I've watched that movie well over 1,000 times, if not more. So, to answer your question, yes, I am looking forward to the new installment. Oh, yeah. Also, Beetlejuice 2 comes out. Oh, I love me some Beetlejuice. They should have made Beetlejuice 2 ages ago. Anyway. But hey, at least we get it nonetheless, you know. But I am looking forward to it, my friends. Let's see. Ninja says, Batman, my favorite DC hero. He's good. Fucking Wayne Manor it up, you know. For a guy that's lived in a mansion before, Wayne Manor was way bigger than Fears Manor. I mean, Fears Manor was pretty big, but nothing. Like, Wayne Manor was fucking like 27 Fears Manors connected all in one little fucking go. You know what I'm saying? So there it is. Also, Superman, never been a fan of. Oh! Shame on you, Ninja. Shame! Unbelievable. I should just block you right now for saying that. You miserable fuck! I'm just joking. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. I'm just joking around. I'm just joking. But shame on you for not liking Superman. Unbelievable. A tear comes to Fears' eye when someone says that. I love Superman. Vision says, wow, I just checked the P.O. box. This is a ton of stuff. Thank you. You didn't have to do it. Yes, I did, Visions. Yes, I did. One, we're good buddies. And I wanted to show my... I know you and your girlfriend and your family, you guys don't do much for Christmas, but I wanted to get you something. So it's half a Christmas gift and half a thank you gift, because you got me over the years, Visions, a bunch of free stuff. And if I ever bought, like, one of your shirts, you threw in tons of, like, extra goodies. So I just wanted to show my appreciation and send you all that, because I know you love Jason Voorhees. So I thought whenever I was buying all my Halloween decorations, I was like, Visions would like that. He'd like this. He'd like that. So I hope you enjoy it, buddy. Also, I wrote a letter in there. Read the letter. Let me know what you think. So write me a private message, because I asked you a question in that letter. I'm not going to tell it. I mean, it wasn't anything big, but you've probably already read the letter, but read it and let me know what you think, buddy. Because I asked you 2 questions that are very important. And either after the stream, write me later on tonight and answer those 2 questions, or whenever you want, because I'm anxious to hear those answers to the questions that I asked in the letter. So, yeah. But I'm glad you liked it, buddy. But I just wanted to show my appreciation for you being not only a fan for years on end, I also wanted to thank you for being a good friend and giving advice, because you're a good guy, buddy. So I'm glad you liked it. Let's see. Ninja says, oh yeah, Die Hard. I mean, who doesn't fucking love Die Hard? It's fucking Die Hard. It's great. It's a good movie. Also, I can't wait for Beverly Hills Cop 4. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Fucking Axel Foley. Dun 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 dun. My thing is they better have him in the fucking Detroit Lions fucking Letterman jacket. Because that's like, it doesn't make the entire character, but that's part of the character. So for him not to have that fucking jacket on, I'll be pissed. I'll be pissed if he doesn't have that jacket on. Because if he doesn't have the jacket, I'm going to be like, oh, fuck this. I'm not going to watch it, you know? Because that's part of Axel Foley. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you can't have James Bond without an Aston Martin and a vodka martini shaken but not stirred. If that wasn't in a James Bond, I'd be like, oh, well, fuck this. I'm not watching that crap. Same thing with Axel Foley. If he doesn't have his Detroit Lions coat on, well, then fuck it, you know? Anyway, I'm sure they'll have it. But you never know with Hollywood. Anyway. Let's see. Also, did you hear supposedly making a Top Gun 3? Well, you know what? I'm sad to say this. I've never sat down, Ninja, and watched Top Gun 1 or 2. I've seen bits, but not all the way through. But it's over there on the wall. I recently bought Part 1 and Part 2. Just haven't gotten around to watching it. But the key word is yet. I will watch it at some point. So anyway, let's see here. Also, do you think they could ever make another Power Rangers movie? Though the last one came out in 2017. Maybe one day. I mean, I don't know I used to be a big fan of Power Rangers. I would watch it either before school or after school. And I'm talking about the original, not all this fucking new shit. Power Rangers, Space Force, and Power Rangers, Ninja Force, and Dino Force, and all that other fucking bullshit. The original fucking Power Rangers. With fucking Zordon, Alpha 5, going into the fucking command center, fucking Goldar, the classic shit. Not this fucking, like, whatever. Power Rangers versus the Beetleborgs and the Beetlebots and all that other fucking bullshit. That's all crap. That's garbage, you know. Space Force and Ninja Wild Force and all the others. I'm like, they're taking this way out of fucking proportion. But my two favorite characters out of my favorite Power Ranger, it was a split between Billy, because he was so smart, and obviously Tommy, because Tommy was always macking on like hot ass Kimberly. Everybody had a crush on Kimberly. But I'll be honest, Trini was pretty fucking hot too, you know. But of course, everybody, and if you say you didn't have a crush, all those guys out there, if you said you did not have a crush on Kimberly, you're a liar. Everybody had a crush on Kimberly. Because the actress that played Kimberly, she's pretty smoking hot. Now she's like way past my age. Now she's like, I think she's like 48, and she's still hot. I would date her. Same thing with Neve Campbell. Neve Campbell's almost, I think she's about to turn 49. She's still smoking fucking hot. If she divorced her husband and she started macking on Fierce, I would marry Neve Campbell tomorrow. Neve Campbell is smoking hot. Smoking hot. I'd be like, yes, please. Pretty please. A little bit of Neve Campbell. Thank you. Ooh la la. Yeah, you can, I will Cindy Prescott it right up your fucking ass. That's what I'll fucking do. Yeah, that's right. Good old Cindy Prescott. You know? Fuck Billy Loomis, you know? That's why he's a dumb shit and got killed in the first one. And then, I loved it in like the fourth or the fifth one, or whatever it was. Oh, his spirit comes back, and then he's like, talking to the girl, and then the girl's like, don't talk to me, you're in my mind. Bitch, he's not in your mind. It's just like a fucking dream sequence and shit. All that crap was hilarious. Anyway, so I don't know. Maybe one day they'll make another Power Rangers. You know, I almost got the chance to meet the actor who played Billy. I seen him in real life. Well, I've actually met Billy in real life. I got a video with him. It's on Fearsman 26. So check that out. He let me hold an original morpher. So he had a toy morpher to take pictures with, but then he brought one of his actual ones from, it was either the television show or whenever they made Power Rangers the movies back in the 90s. And I said to the actor, his real name is David Yost. And I said, David, can I make a request? You know, when we take a photo, and he's like, what's up, Fierce? I said, can you hold the toy one? I said, can I just hold, like, the original one for the fucking photo? And he went, yeah, go nuts. And I was like, oh, this is fucking amazing. So I was like, yeah, fucking power morpher it up, motherfucker. And I got to hold one of the original ones. So that's fucking rad. That's fucking rad. Anyway, I had a huge crush on Rita Repulsa. Something about a woman in complete power. Well, there it is, you know. But she always had a crush on that fucking Lord Zed guy, you know. Where he had, like, drugs, like, pumping through those liquid tubes, like, into the back of his skull or some shit. I don't know, I never got his character. He was really fucking weird. And then, like, Goldar was, like, always kissing Rita Repulsa's ass, like, sucking up. Like, oh, mistress, I love you, I'll do whatever, you know, all hail, you know, Rita Repulsa and Lord Zed. He was always kissing ass, Goldar. Anyway. Also, Ghostface is my favorite icon because he can be anyone. That's true. I mean, Ghostface can pretty much be anyone, you know what I'm saying? So, because once they kill Ghostface off, then somebody else gets pissed off at, you know, Sidney Prescott or fucking Dewey or Gale Weathers, and they're like, oh, well, I'll just don the fucking costume, and then a new killer is fucking born, you know? So there it is. So, it can be anyone. So that's what makes Ghostface pretty cool. But my love will always be for a little bit of Michael O. Myers. That's right. That's right. Because nobody else can be Michael Myers. He's like, yeah, fuck you. You've already stabbed me 1,000,000 times. You've already shot me 1,000,000 times. He's been electrocuted. He's been hung. He's been hit by cars. Nothing will take down good old Michael Myers. And if you try, Michael's just going to get even more pissed off and just kill your ass. So there it is. All right. I've saved the best for last. Visions, you love this series. I love this series. It's an oldie, but it's a goodie. I've already reviewed this 1,000,000 times, but I had to watch the Steelbook version. Check out the Steelbook on the back. Pretty fucking cool, right? Be right back. This is a classic line in horror movies. Do not say this line because you won't be back. I'll be right back. Hey, you want a beer? Yeah, sure, get me one. I'll be right back. You won't be back because you'll go into the kitchen, you'll grab a beer, and all of a sudden fucking Jason will like come around the little corner and fucking throw your like head in the goddamn freezer and hit your head like 5 times with the fucking freezer door, and then you're fucking dead. And then there it is. And then you won't be back. But at least it's good on the Steelbook. That's the back cover. That's the front cover. Check out that detail. Check out that artwork. Pretty cool. You open it up. You got the movie. Now this, Visions, I would also like to get this. Check this out. It just doesn't tell you where online to get it. So you can get the Steelbooks one at a time. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get each Steelbook, 1 through whatever. And then they've got the whole first 8 movies as a Steelbook. And you get all these vintage posters with it. That's fucking cool. So I'm going to get them all individually Steelbook. And then I'm going to get the big Steelbook with fucking all of them. So, because they said on this one, there's even more bonus features that I've never seen. So, I got to get all that shit. Because I'm a big horror fan. So, yeah. So, I sat down and watched the Steelbook. Pretty good. Tons of bonus content on here that I've never seen. So, if you get it, there'll be some bonus content, some behind the scenes that I've never seen, you guys have never seen. So, check it out. We all know, everyone's seen part 3. You think he's dead at the end of part 2. No. Why? Because like Michael, Jason always comes back. You can shoot him, stab him, inject, drugs into his brain, put his heart in a goddamn blender, and he'll be back. And then, of course, there's always some idiot teenagers. Oh, he's dead, so we'll go camping again. Why would you go camping again, even if he was dead? If I found out that a serial killer got killed on a campground, I'd be like, I'm never going to that fucking campground ever again. There's a million other campgrounds. Why would you need to go back to that one? But these idiots go back, to the campground, and they're like, oh yeah, we're going to have a weekend filled with, drugs, boozing, women, marijuana, I'm going to get laid. All right. No, you're not going to get laid. You're going to get your ass slayed and your insides torn out. That's what's going to happen, And then the main character, her name is Chris, and she's pretty hot. She's like the hottie. There's other hotties in it, but Chris is my fave. But she's got all the emotional problems, and she's actually met Jason in her past, and she's trying to get over Jason. So they go for a weekend of fun. Jason, he's laying on the ground from part 2, where the girl shoved the machete kind of right here. And it starts with him pulling the machete out, and then him slowly getting up and walking away. He gets to the campground, he kills the owners of the camp, and he steals some of the clothes off the wash, throws on a new set of clothes. I guess off camera he sews up his arm because if there's a machete in your arm and he pulls it out, there's going to be blood dripping out, but when he grabs the clothes, there's no blood dripping out, so somehow, some way, he must have stitched up his arm. I wish they would have went into detail with that, they didn't. Because ever since I watched that, I'm like, well, if you pull a machete out of your fucking arm, there's going to be blood gushing out everywhere, and there's no blood. So I'm like, well, I guess he fixed it somehow, some fucking way. Apparently, Jason knows how to stitch, surgery, whatever. They didn't really think that part out. Anyway, he finds the kids, and one by one, kills all of them, except for Chris, and then Chris takes him down in a major way. Chris is like, bitch, leave me alone, takes a goddamn axe, throws it into his fucking head. Does that stop Jason? It eventually stops him, but if you've watched the film, he sticks out his hand, and he's like, going like that, trying to get her, and then she's like, no, oh, you can't be alive, and she's got her fucking, hilarious blue Christmas sweater on when it's fucking July. Why she's got a blue Christmas sweater on fucking baffles me. I always fucking lose it. I'm like, it's the middle of July, bitch. Wouldn't that be hot? And then she's wearing a green jacket that over it that gets ripped. Jason rips the green jacket off of her. That doesn't make any sense, but it's a fucking horror movie, so you just have to laugh your ass off. They do the classic scene where she starts the car a million times, and then it stalls, and she's like, no, it can't be happening. And then she turns on the electric battery, and then her tire gets stuck on the fucking bridge. And I'm thinking, just back the fucking van up. I'm like, the river is not that, deep. Just fucking bypass the bridge, throw it in reverse, drive around the fucking bridge. But no, what does she do? She leaves the goddamn car running, gets out of the fucking car, runs away, and kills Jason in the fucking barn. I'm like, bitch, you are so fucking dumb. So on one hand, I'm like, I'm glad that Chris made it. On the other hand, I'm like, oh, you are such the most dumbest bitch alive, Chris. Like, you could have been out of here. But it's hilarious. It's one of my favorite Jason Voorhees movies because it's so the action's good. There's some funny moments in it. He dons the hockey mask in part 3. And I watched the behind the scenes, and I guess the hockey mask started off as an accident. Because really, Jason wasn't supposed to be the main character. He was kind of a side character in the first one. But once they killed off his mom in the first one, they're like, well, maybe we should, add more to Jason's character, because they said, well, we killed off the main character in the first one. Mrs. Voorhees was the killer in the first one. It wasn't Jason. You see Jason in 2 scenes in the first one. You see him in a dream sequence, like drowning, and then you see him pop out of the lake and take the main character down. And then she wakes up, and it's all a dream, and blah, blah, blah. So I'm watching the behind the scenes. They said, so for part 2, they said, well, let's explore Jason's character a little bit. Well, they didn't want to show his face. And this time they didn't have the hockey mask, so they're like, all right, well, he's been living alone for a long time. We'll make him like a country bumpkin hillbilly that knows how to survive in the backwoods, and he kind of lives in this shanty. And they said, we're not going to explain why he wears the potato sack. They kind of did. They said he wears the potato sack over his face because he's kind of disformed, like his face is deformed, and he's ashamed of it, and he doesn't want to show people his face. Plus, he doesn't want to show his face anyway because he's killing people. But then in the third one, it was made by a different film company, and they said, yeah, the bag's all right, but they said, I'm sure we could come up with something different. And they were, what I got from the behind the scenes, they said people had tons of ideas for the mask. And people started to get pissed off at each other. No, it should be this mask. It should be that mask. Maybe we shouldn't have a mask at all. Maybe we'll just put tons of makeup on his face. Like black crud around his eyes will make him really deformed. He doesn't even need a mask. Like, the makeup will be the mask itself, like him so deformed. And the director was getting sick and tired of people arguing. And he said, I'll tell you what. And he goes, I'm a big hockey fan. And in between the sets, they were playing hockey. Like in between the scenes, he said, yeah, I brought my hockey gear. I've got my goalie mask in my bag. And he said, so to save a lot of time and effort, he goes, if he wears that hockey mask, we won't have to put any makeup on him. Then you guys won't be fighting each other. We won't have to, bitch and complain. No one will get their feelings hurt because people are like, I want to use this mask. What if we used a clown mask? What if we used this? He goes, we can just solve all that. He goes, plus a hockey mask kind of looks cool. And everyone, so the director said, does anyone have a problem using my mask? And they're like, we got to use something. So they said, why not? We'll give it a try. And they said after they shot a few scenes, they said, holy shit, that mask, the hockey mask looks fucking scary on film. And that's what they decided to go with. So a little bit of trivia. But if you buy this one, you get all that bonus features, and you'll be able to confirm what Fear said. Watch this. So, was it a good find? I mean, I've already watched it 1,000 times, but I've never had the Steel book until now. It was a good find. It was a good watch. Again. And in the movie, the way Jason gets his hockey mask is, Shelley is like this big fat guy. He's trying to impress this this hot-ass Spanish chick named Vera, and she's pretty hot. It doesn't end well for Vera. She gets a fucking harpoon arrow right through her fucking eye. She dies in the fucking lake. Doesn't end well for Shelly. Jason kills Shelly because he's a practical joker. Takes Shelly's hockey mask, puts it on, and then the fucking rampage of death continues, and there it is. So there it is. And then Chris is the sole survivor. Always. There's always some, like, girl crawling through mud for 10 minutes and, oh, God, I just barely made it home. Bitch, get out of the fucking mud, get off your knees, and fucking run. They always do that, though. They crawl to safety. I'm like, you've got legs. You've got feet. Get out of the mud and fucking run to safety. Oh, no, I'm crawling through mud for 10 minutes. I've got mud on my face. I've got a broken bone. I barely survived, Jason. But somehow, someway, I fucking survived. And I'm always thinking, you know, you could have survived about 25 minutes ago if you would have just got out of the fucking mud and ran into town and called the goddamn police. But if they did it that way, then there would be no horror movie. So I just laugh at these movies. I'll be honest, the only 2 horror movies that have really scared the shit out of me. Well, Hostel really didn't scare the shit out of me. It just grossed me out because it's just too much. Too much gore. The only movie that really scared the shit out of me, I watched it like when I was 10 or 11 with my dad. Fucking The Exorcist, man. That is some fucked up shit. Holy crap. You know? Like that one scene where I think her name's Rain or whatever the hell. The devil's possessed the girl and then she like talks to the priest and she's like, your mother's in here. Your mother's in here. Do you want me to give her a message? And then the priest is like, well, if that's true, then you should know her maiden name. And then he gets really close to the possessed girl and he's like, and what's her name? What's her maiden name? And I guess like the devil inside the girl gets really pissed off. And the devil just opens up the girl's mouth and shoots out this green soup and it hits the guy right in the face. And I'm like, holy shit, that's fucking nuts. And then the end is nuts where the priest just starts slapping the girl and he's like calling the devil a son of a bitch and he's like, get out of her, get out of her. She doesn't deserve this. Take me, you son of a bitch, take me. Or he says some shit like that. The devil jumps out of the girl, goes into him. He goes flying through the fucking window, falls down like 8 flights of stairs and he breaks his fucking neck and then he's dead. And I'm like, holy shit, like that priest was so nice, and he sacrificed himself to save the girl. So, I mean, it's cool that he sacrificed himself, but holy shit, that movie is, I've only watched it twice. Once by myself as an adult, and once with my dad, like when I was like 10 or 11, because I remember my dad's like, John, you watch all these hilarious horror movies. My dad was like, you want to see a really scary movie? And my dad, and I said, yeah, Dad. He goes, no, I'm talking, you want to see like a really scary movie. He goes, forget all this, you know, Jason and Freddy. My dad really wasn't into all that Jason and Freddy and Michael. I said, yeah, but those are great, Dad. He goes, yeah, those are funny, John. He goes, but this one's scary. This one will really knock your socks off. And I was like, all right, Dad, I'm game. Holy shit, was my dad right. Anyway, so I think we should end it there. Vision says, Walter says, what's up? What's up, Walter? Walter, you got to make a new account, buddy, so I can see your comments, because you're missing out, man. The only way that you'll be able to chime in is if you make a new account, because I unblocked the one that you gave me, and for some reason it's not working. So, Walter, for the 3rd time, buddy, you gotta make a new account, buddy. Anyway, I'm going to take off, but I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. That was a pretty good stream. I'm sorry about the beginning, but I had to be honest with you guys. I had to get all that bad stuff out of the way. And I wanted to be honest with you guys, because you guys know I always am. But I really am looking forward to just having a week off and just kind of relaxing, doing my own thing, working on some projects, doing some streams for you guys, and just kind of, you know, catch up on some movies, catch up on some naps. We all know Fierce loves my naps. I need to catch up on some editing, though, so it'll be good just to chill and after I clean my apartment up a little bit more, you know. I mean, it's not trash, but I need to do some cleaning because I haven't had time because I've been gone. Just sit down, edit some stuff. So I'm gonna go to work tonight, finish out the week, and then I'm gonna be off for the next 10 days. That'll be a really nice rest. I'll probably go to maybe like Disney for like a day or two. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I haven't really planned out the week. I'm just gonna let the week come to me and see what happens. So we'll see. I may go out to dinner one night. I may go visit Randall for like a day or two. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to ask Randall, see what he thinks. Because now I got some spare time on my hands. Dan Aykroyd says, fantastic work, John. Godspeed. Well, Godspeed to you, Dan Aykroyd. Cannot wait to see your newest performance in Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. It's going to be fucking great. They better get it right. Do not spoil my childhood. Because if that movie's crap... You guys know how much I care about Ghostbusters. If that movie's crap, I'm going to be royally pissed off. Because I thought Afterlife was going to suck. And actually, Afterlife was pretty damn good. Wasn't as good as number 1 and number 2, but it was still pretty good. It was a pretty good sequel. So Hollywood, do not fucking ruin Fears' Ghostbuster isms and do not fucking ruin my Ghostbuster love by making a shitty movie. Please let Ghostbuster... Frozen Empire be good. I'm begging you. All right, with that, I'm going to take off. But Fears loves you guys. Fears cares about all you guys. And Godspeed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to the main channel, FearsMan26. FearsMan26 on TikTok. Fears Vlogs is the second channel, the one that you're watching right now. Send Fears fan mail. I want to hear from my loving and loyal fans. If you want to send Fears fan mail, boom, go in that description. My P.O. Box address is, bam, right there. Check it out. Send whatever you want within reason. Write me fan letters. I will respond. Godspeed. Follow my buddy Randall at Cameo Man 2021. Randall has been pumping out the content like no other, you guys. And so I'm really proud of Randall. Randall, keep that content a-flowing, my friend. Hell yeah. And last but certainly not least, follow Mrs. Immortal, Tinder Immortal, on Twitch at Tinder Immortal and on YouTube, Tinder Immortal. All right, I'm taking off, but I love all my loving and loyal fans. And Visions, I'm so glad that you liked that gift, buddy. That was from the heart, my friend. I'm glad you liked it. And I know you said I didn't have to send it, but I just wanted to show my appreciation for all the stuff that you've given me over the years, not just free stuff, but like the advice, friendship, all that, buddy. I don't take any of that for granted. I'm glad you liked it. And I wrote you a letter, just get back to me. And it's kind of personal, so don't show it to anyone. I mean, it was just a nice little paragraph. You've probably already read it. Just get back, because I asked you 2 questions in there. I believe 2 questions. Get back to me whenever you can, buddy. And let me know when the MILF shirt is done, because I can't wait to pay for that and wear it on stream. MILF, a.k.a. Man, I Love Fears. Ha ha ha! Coming very soon, you guys. All right, I'm out of here. So this is Fears, signing off. Peace, deuces, and I'll see you guys later.